Water signs, hi, how are y'all doing? Welcome or welcome back. I am here to do a reading for each of my water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. I will timestamp this in the pinned comment, so make sure you check your sun, moon, rising, Venus, and north node signs. What else? If I resonate with you as a reader, please hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, drop me a comment down in the comment section down below. I am open for personal readings. If you're interested in that, the link will be in the description box down below. Patrons see these first most of the time. So if you're interested in joining us over on Patreon, where I do a host of other readings and writings, we would love to have you over in that space. And without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into these readings for my water sign. We're going to start off with Cancer. Messages from my Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. Cancers. Happy birthday, Cancers. Right, when I'm recording this, it's Cancer season. Oh, the tail end of Cancer season. Alright. Messages from my Cancer, Sun, Rising, Venus, and North Node. We'll take it. Changes in the wind is at the bottom of the deck, so there are changes coming. You feel them. You feel them inside. You know that there are you know that whatever's happening in your life right now, these massive changes that are happening for you, it's being ushered in by a higher power. It's almost like you're just trusting. You've come to a place of trust and faith, knowing that you are going to be held and protected in this moment. You're also really refining your connection with source energy. You might find yourself praying more, or feeling called to pray more. If you're not a person who prays often, you might feel yourself being called to prayer more often, or just conversation with your divine source, conversations with your angels and ancestors as well. There's something here about those connections really opening up for you at this time. You're also I think you're wanting to make spirituality a more a more prominent part of your foundation, or just a part of your foundation. It just feels like either it's sort of slipped away, or just sort of it hasn't been, your connection with source hasn't been cultivated in a way that it needs to be cultivated, or that you want it to be cultivated. Something about you needing to reincorporate your connection with divine source into your foundation, Cancer. Let's keep going. Messages for Cancers. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. Cancers. You might be finding yourself too having to start over on things a lot, and it's because I'm feeling a level of just disconnection in general, not even just with source, but just disconnected from your experience in a way. This Temperance card, it came out in reverse. It's that's imbalance. That's feeling you don't have and then the Hierophant in reverse. It's imbalance, it's lack of structure, but it's the thing is, it's changing. We have the change in the wind underneath the deck. It's changing. Especially if this has to do with finances, or if it has to do with you feeling you don't have your independence in a way. That's 1,000% changing. You are about to be free, and free, independent, free of something. What is it? flipper. What was that? Knight of Pentacles. Free of stagnation, free of feeling like you're not moving forward, because you don't have a level of peace, because there's not the kind of it's not the kind of structure that you want. And this Hierophant in reverse too is also this spiritual disconnection. You might find yourself in a spiritual misalignment in some sort of way, but you're freeing yourself from whatever that situation is. And it's not because it's almost just because it feels like just because you're listening to a higher power, you're no longer, it's like almost like, okay, I realize that this focus on material things, pentacles here, this focus on the material and like the moving from like one step to the next and doing all of the things that you're supposed to do, that you should do, and like it's like it's slowing you down, and you're being guided by a higher power to sort of let those things go because they're not in alignment, because they're not in a spiritual alignment with you. They are causing delays and potentially causing you a level of chaos, internal chaos. It's time to get free. You're getting free. You're getting free. Confusion. If it's not, chaos, confusion, whatever, it's just causing confusion. It's because the things that you feel like you're doing are sort of not, you feel like you're not honoring some sort of calling, perhaps. Just be careful, like it doesn't turn into resentment. This could turn into resentment. You have the Two of Cups here. Yeah, you could be in an alignment that you feel like it's like becoming, it's becoming more and more different than you. I don't know why this card is giving me that. It's like becoming more and more different than you, and there's starting to be like a level of resentment about having to be in the situation. But one on this Two of Cups, please. Woo! The Lover's card. You're going, like, okay, thank you. You're going to the liberation from this connection. The Moon card. Wow. It comes when you make a choice to change it in some way. To trust your intuition on how it needs to change. There's a lot of love. There's a lot, like you care about this thing you really care about this. You really care about this thing. What is this? This is like an alignment that you feel like you were spiritually guided to it, but it also feels like there's other spiritual guidance that's happening now. The Four of Pentacles, but you don't want to let it go. You don't want to let it go. And you don't, listen, you don't have to. You do what you want. You do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, how can, if you're not going to let it go, how can you be in a situation and not have conflict and not have this resistance and not feel like you are moving in the opposite direction of your own personal spiritual alignment, or like what you feel like you're being called to do, or how you feel like you're being called to live, or be on mission, or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like this Four of Wands in reverse at the bottom of the deck. It's like, how can you create structure in the situation if it's like you really just like you can't, you won't, you can't let it go, or it's like you don't want to. Okay, well then you have to think about how you can have like some sort of the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. It's like you got to work on it, and if you're willing to work on it, it could change. But if you're not willing to work on it, if you don't want to collaborate, if you don't want to do the work on it, if you just want to do the new thing, follow your heart, follow your own intuition, move on. It's about making those choices that make that the viable option. You're gonna sit with this for a minute, Cancer. You're gonna sit with this for a minute because it feels like there's just a lot at stake here. It's a lot of anxiety about moving on from a situation, but eventually you're gonna make the decision. You're gonna make the decision to sort of look out in front of you, look out ahead of you, and allow sort of like this this vision that right now it just feels like a little like a pull, like an internal pull, or like an internal like it doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like it's not on point. I don't know, Cancer. Y'all's was too long. Let's move on. We are going to move on to Pisces. All right, messages from our Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. Pisces. Go the distance. Okay, thank you. Don't be compelled to stop to find out things that you already know. That was very targeted. I don't know who that was for, but don't be compelled to stop to find out things that you already know, Pisces. You already know. It's like the perpetual research instead of like writing the paper, or it's like every year you're training for a marathon but you never run the marathon type of deal. It's like good intentions without the like the finish. You gotta get the finish. It's the finish, right? It's the finish. You're like, it feels like you might have been giving up before the finish, but like in some sort of way of procrastination. I'm getting like some sort of procrastination method that you use to prevent ever having to get to the finish line. Cut that shit out. Pisces, cut that out. Like, is it even if it's not perfect, like you did it. It's like it's the energy of completion that you need to keep you going. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, because I mean, it's almost like you start like the cycle of like procrastinating something until it fizzles out, or until you move on to a next thing, or until you like convince yourself that you didn't want to do it anyway, whatever it is, like that cycle will continue to repeat because you don't like you've stopped putting energy into the completion of the thing. Like you don't, it's almost like you're not starting with the idea of completion at this point, because it's like so many things have like trailed off before the end, and now it's like complete a thing. Complete this next thing, this next idea, or that one that you've been putting on the back burner, waiting for it to fizzle out or waiting for you to forget about it or something like that. Complete that one. Complete that thing so that you can get into the energy of completion, and that will inspire you to complete a next thing and a next thing and a next thing and see what you can actually build. You never get to the actual building of the thing, the running of the marathon. You're consistently in training. 3 of Cups here. Could possibly be because you listen to other people too much. For some of you, you might listen to other people too much. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Page of Cups in reverse. Yeah, you might let people talk you out of like pursuing certain opportunities. Like, oh, that's not feasible. Like, how would you ever do that? Like, they give you the million reasons why it wouldn't work. And so you're like, yeah, you're right. It would never work. And so you don't even give yourself the chance for completion. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know if something is going to work until you try it. You know what I'm saying? Or until you investigate further. It almost feels like you stop even getting to like the investigative phase, or you just decide, nah, I'm not even going to do the draft of that. You don't even do the draft anymore. Like, you know, or at least that's what it's coming to. And then you're talking about real stagnancy. You're talking about being like really trapped in fear, because that's what's developing here. It's like, it's a fear that you're never going to complete anything, so you never complete anything. I don't know who this is for. Yeah, and it gives you such anxiety, and it's like part of it is other people. For some of you, for others of you, it's level of indecisiveness, and like, which causes you to sort of like getting your feelings instead of like taking a step forward. What is this? The 8 of Cups and then the 9 of Wands in reverse. Like so like worried about how difficult it's going to be to, thank you. For some of you, it's like, it's going to be too hard. Like, it's like how difficult it is. Like you come up with all the ways that it's going to be difficult, instead of like leaning into the parts of it that are easy. Do you know what I'm saying? Lean into the ease, and that's going to help you get to completion. It's kind of like when you're training for the marathon, right? You learn like you can't clench up and tense up in the last couple miles. You gotta stay loose. You gotta zone out and kind of hit that stride, right? It's like you don't get to that point because there's so much like fear built up, and anxiety, and like you get in your head about it, or you let other people get in your head about it. And then so in the 8 of Cups, usually in the traditional tarot, this character is walking away from these 8 cups, walking away from those things that don't serve them, in search of the new thing. You never even you sitting here, like, you're still sitting with the 8 cups, looking out at like, yeah, that's too hard, I'm never gonna get up there. But really, it's like your intuition is calling you up there at the top. Intuition is calling you, Pisces. Is telling you like, hey, can you finish one of these? It's the energy of completion. The energy of completion is what you're looking for. 9 of Pentacles, and then you'll feel like, yeah, I did. Like, it's like that motivation, that boost that you need, that you can do something on your own, that you can grow something, that you can create something. And that energy will then multiply, right? And make you feel like, even like, and help you walk through the door of value. It's like, this is stepping through the door of value. This is you stepping through the door of value, aided by completion of a thing, and not talking yourself out of it, or letting other people talk you out of it. It's time. All right, that was Pisces. All right, Pisces. And last but not least, Scorpios. My Scorpios. fork in the road. Who else got this card? Gemini, I think, got this card. You might have Gemini in your chart. Fork in the road. It feels like you packed everything up. You got ready. You you got all your guidebooks. You checked on everything. You got the tune up. You're ready. You're at the point, and now you're like faced with like definitively moving in the direction, and you're starting to question. You're starting to question, Scorpio. You're starting to wonder, like, is that where I was going? Is that where I'm supposed to be going? Like, if I go that way, I can't turn back. It's almost like, and it's like you're starting to wonder if you should turn back, or if you should like do the thing you were going to do before. But you're already packed up. You got the guidebooks. Like you're ready for the adventure. You're ready for the adventure, but now it's that like that one step in that direction that's going to sort of move you forward. You're right there at that point. Are you going to do it? Or are you not going to do it? Let's see. What do we got for my Scorpios? What do we got? Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. You might feel like you may have like rushed, you rushed to pack the bags, you rushed to that you didn't give yourself enough time before you got to the crossroads, before you got to the fork in the road. Even though you feel like you're feeling like you didn't think about it enough. Let's see. You didn't give it enough consideration before you made the decision to make this change. I mean, you might have done it fast, but it's because wow, these are great cards. For some of you, this is like some sort of like business partnership that's happening really fast, or a relationship that's coming online really fast, or something like that. But you have the Emperor, the Empress, and the Sun card. Wowzers, this is really powerful energy, Scorpio. It's because you you made that decision in confidence. Trust it, because it is going to lead to happiness. It is going to lead to joy. It's like you're discounting the work that you put in up to the point of making that decision. That's allowing you now to make that decision in confidence. And knowing that it's going to put you in creative flow, knowing that it allows for expansion. For some of you, this is like you are deciding like you're going like you're doing some sort of business thing I don't know if it's for the first time, but it's a new business thing for sure. And it's like it's going to be so successful. It's going to be so successful, this new direction or something like that. All of the work that you've done before is like, yes, it's a yes. It's a cosmic yes here. You have a cosmic yes to keep going. It's like, don't go backwards now. This looks like opposition. Look at the arrow, like pointing them right back in the face. It looks like it's like dare you to keep moving ahead. Yes, keep moving ahead. Definitely keep moving ahead. You're gonna feel like too. It's like as you move ahead with whatever the things you packed, your guidebooks and all that stuff. Like, and as you move ahead, it's like you start to feel so powerful. You start to feel whatever you decided to leave behind, and just like whatever you decided to leave behind, it starts to be like almost a little bit well, I mean, depending on what it is, this could be harsh, but like inconsequential to where you're going. Scorpio. The artiste. Yeah, you're doing what you love. You're about to do something, like you're about to get into like this major creative flow that's going to be so successful. It's going to bring you a ton of money. If you don't go ahead and take these guidebooks and move on ahead, stop looking backwards. You got to stop looking backwards. You made a decision with confidence and clarity. Now it's time for you to move forward. Stop looking backwards. You might be looking backwards to see if other people are watching you. Don't worry about if they're watching you. They're going to see you when it's time for them to see you. It'll be inevitable because they're going to see you be like this boss. They're going to see your shine. Look at this sun card. They're going to see you shining. They're going to see you healthy. They're going to, like, don't worry. Don't keep looking back worried about who's seeing you shine. Just boss up. Just get in your zone. Do your thing here. Do your thing. Anything else for Scorpios? This was pretty straightforward. Anything else for Scorpios? Ten of Swords. Stop worrying about stop worrying about other people. Stop worrying about other people. Stop worrying about like how much it, like whatever hurt in the past. Like you made a decision to move forward, to move away from whatever this was, whatever made you feel hurt, whatever had you feeling backstabbed and betrayed. It's almost like there's this willfulness to, why don't you want to let, like, what is making you look backwards when all of this beautiful, like when all of this beautiful energy is right here ahead of you, and you got the guidebooks, you packed appropriately. You packed appropriately. What is making you want to look backwards? It might have been like a muse or something that you thought to be a muse, or like some sort of like inspiration or something like that you don't want to leave behind. But it's like, oh yeah, I mean, it could be like an old like an old love or an old something like that. But it's time to leave it behind. It's time to leave it behind, because you're going to magnetize completely new experiences. Really beautiful. You're moving into a really victorious, celebratory phase of life where you get a lot of recognition, you get a lot of reward, and that can all come to you as long as you're not too prideful, right? As long as you're not like, I'm like holding on, like you got to be willing to let the 10 swords go. 10 is the completion. It's over. There's no more hurt there. Like, and like, it's like, don't stand there willfully because you want to own the story of disappointment or own the story of betrayal or something like that. There's such good shit like right ahead of you. Stop looking back at that. Stop looking back. Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Look ahead. Look at what's ahead of you. Look at what's ahead. Look at all the love that's that's ahead of you, that's in store for you, that's on offer for you, that's materializing in your life as we speak. It's like right there, and you know it too. It's revealing itself day by day. It's like, but it's like you're gonna get in your own way, holding on to like, it's like you're gonna miss out. You're gonna miss out on blessings, miss out on opportunities to grow and expand, miss out on opportunities to build. If you keep holding, if you're stubborn and prideful, you continue to hold on to the past. And you continue to like keep looking backwards. You gotta keep moving. You got the guidebook. I don't know why that's what it is. You got the guidebook. You gotta keep moving. Don't take the burden. Don't take the burden. Can't take the burden and then step into the light. Not how it works. Scorps. All right. Y'all, I really hope that these messages resonated with some water signs out there. Remember to check your sun, moon, rising, Venus, North Node. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up. Drop me a comment. Join us over on Patreon. Book a personal if you are so called. And please, if this is where you leave things new, then I am sending you so much love, so much peace, so many blessings. And I'll see you soon. Bye.